After transmigrating into a giant python, the first thing I did was forcibly drag a little female snake off the side of the road. Then I had myself a real good time experiencing snake reproduction firsthand. But the very next second I panicked, because the little female snake I'd grabbed turned out to be the reincarnation of the Dragon Clan's Empress, commander of 100,000 water troops. At that moment, the little snake was licking the wounds my rough moves had left on her. I am the Dragon Empress. To think I'd be defiled by this filthy beast. Once I recover my powers, I'll skin you alive. The little snake hadn't said a word out loud, but I could hear every thought in her head. I froze. No way. This little snake was also a reborn soul, and she was the reincarnation of the Dragon Empress, one of the most powerful beings alive. Just thinking about what had gone down between us, I was low-key freaking out. The pure hatred in her eyes right now. If she ever got her powers back, I was done for. Just as I was debating whether to make a preemptive strike, a voice suddenly rang out. Ding! The Interest Immortal Cultivation System has successfully bound. Ability unlocked. 100-fold returns. Give benefits to your bound target, and your own cultivation gets returned 100-fold. I was hyped. My Transmigrator's cheat code had finally kicked in. Binding complete. Bound target, Liu Ruyan, Dragon Clan Empress. Status, severely injured, near death. I snapped my head toward Liu Ruyan at the cave entrance, looked at her like she was the greatest treasure in the world. The moment Liu Ruyan's eyes met mine, her body started trembling instinctively. Right then, I slithered my massive body straight toward the cave entrance. Liu Ruyan's heart sank. What does this horny worm want now? In her past life as the Dragon Empress, she knew full well that snakes were driven by instinct. If she had to endure that kind of humiliation a second time, she'd rather die. Liu Ruyan clenched her teeth, clearly ready to fight me to the death. But little did she know, I didn't even glance at her and just slithered off into the forest. Of course I heard what she was thinking, but come on, I'd been single for 20 years, still a virgin. I couldn't just go at it again. Besides, my consciousness hadn't even fully kicked in back then. Technically speaking, that wasn't really me. I weaved through the jungle, absorbing the flood of memories in my head. Right now, the most important thing was leveling up my cultivation and shapeshifting into human form ASAP. By the time I showed back up at the cave, I had all kinds of animals in my mouth. When Liu Ruyan saw me come back, she instinctively curled herself tight. She'd tried to leave earlier, but her injuries were too severe. She literally couldn't move. When she spotted the food, she swallowed hard, but pride kept her from showing even a hint of begging. I thought about messing with her, but decided against it. If I accidentally let her starve to death, I'd be the one losing out big. I clamped down on a brown bear and tossed it right in front of Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan stared in shock. She was absolutely starving at this point. Even a Demon Clan prodigy can't fight basic instincts. I'll just have one bite. Once I recover my powers, I'll pay back every bit of today's humiliation. Liu Ruyan opened wide and tore into the bear with her fangs. When I heard those thoughts, my face went dark. Eating my food, drinking what I provide, and she still wants to skin me? If the system hadn't locked in this golden thigh, I'd have been long gone. Not long after, a string of system notifications fired off in my head. Congratulations, host. You've received your 100-fold return rewards. Danger perception, super smell, strength of 1 bull. I pulled up the system panel. Over 10 new abilities had been added. I couldn't help but be impressed. What a legend. She just ate 1 bear and already recovered this much. Without thinking twice, I snagged a deer and tossed it in front of Liu Ruyan. She was still digesting the bear, her body recovering at a visible rate. When she saw another beast land in front of her, she didn't hesitate, opened her jaws wide and tore in again. The system chimes kept ringing through my head. I was absolutely loving this. For 3 days straight, I went out hunting. Most of what I brought back ended up in Liu Ruyan's stomach. Her scales were getting shinier, and she was nearly as big as me now. I could even feel a strong pressure radiating off her. But the faster Liu Ruyan recovered, the more excited I got, because I was the one benefiting the most. I'd already unlocked close to 100 abilities, and my strength had shot way up. I dropped the latest batch of food in front of Liu Ruyan and checked my rewards. Ding! Detected a shift in bound target Liu Ruyan's mental state. Affection +1. Ability fusion feature unlocked. The higher the affection, the better the returns. If affection drops to 0, the binding immediately dissolves. I didn't hesitate for a second. I immediately fused every ability I'd collected over the past few days. Fusion successful. Congratulations, you've obtained the spirit body ability, king of all beasts. In an instant, my already massive snake body inflated even further, becoming way thicker than before. Feeling the change, I shot forward like a flash of light, straight at a nearby mountain. The impact echoed across the sky. I had blasted clean through the mountain. Meanwhile, back in the cave, Liu Ruyan had been eating for 3 days straight and had recovered some of her strength. A sly smile crossed her eyes. Ha! Heaven, you schemed so hard to wipe out my Dragon Clan, and yet here I am. I found a way to survive. Then a massive boom shook the air. Liu Ruyan's breath caught. A crushing pressure bore down on her, making it hard to breathe. Could this be the heavenly soldier sent to hunt me down? Her whole body tensed up. But when she raised her head, she saw a silver-white giant python coiled on a nearby rock. Wait, it's her? Liu Ruyan's serpent eyes went wide with shock. She never expected that earth-shattering boom had come from me. That level of destruction was on par with a spirit breed. Liu Ruyan clearly remembered, I was just a common snake with no rank at all. How could this much change happen in just 3 days? Her eyes narrowed. Then she spotted the horn growing from my forehead. She blinked. Ah, Dragon Clan bloodline. Still, that doesn't mean much. I'll let you show off for a few more days. As long as I remaster the Dragon Clan's techniques, I'll leave you in the dust. Liu Ruyan sighed at the thought. But to remaster those techniques, I need a demon beast's inner core. My current cultivation? That's gonna be a problem. Little did she know, every single thought had already reached my ears. I looked over at Liu Ruyan, noted. Looks like I need to find this girl a demon core. Liu Ruyan felt my stare and got uneasy. What are you looking at, you disgusting worm? Don't think just because you leveled up to Spirit Breed that I'm scared of you. Once I master the Dragon Clan's secret techniques, I'll crush you underfoot. I shook my head. Of all places to end up. And now I'm stuck being someone's workhorse. Done ranting, I turned and headed deep into the forest. It didn't take long to get there, and the spiritual energy was insanely thick. I started greedily absorbing everything around me. Then, a bird cry. I looked up. A massive bird was diving straight at me. Caught off guard, I didn't dare slack. I twisted out of the way